driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
This is Second Moon Radio, classical for the modern age. Unlike most modern music, classical has always been penned by someone sitting in front of a sheet of blank paper, using only their imaginations as guides through a silent audial masterpiece. Now, here we sit, listening at full volume, and our souls are transported. But let us not tarry. On to the next rapisode.
A housing shortage is driving up prices in the area.
That's right, Glenda. But apparently that's not all good news. We're joined today by an expert guest, Professor Nutbutter.
Welcome, Professor. So a housing shortage is bad for the people trying to move here, right?
Humans are programmed to desire certain representations within ideological reward structures, which are entirely apart from the actual rewards enjoyed. For example, consider capital.
One final question, Professor. Is the housing shortage going to make me richer?
By certain metrics, perhaps yes, in the short term.
I like the sound of that.
But what we are discussing is the study of a statistical abstraction and its effect on the human
Thank
psyche.
you, Professor.
It is a question of priorities.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe.
was truly superfluous. Masterful counterpart. You're listening to Second Moon Radio, the station of levitated tastes. Don't touch that dial.
Interesting news from the city's export division. Sources tell us that our city has more services than we know what to do with.
And you know what that means, folks. It means we're not cutting things close enough.
Well, no. The point is we're selling it and bringing money into local
That's right.
economy.
You could almost say it's too much of a good thing.
Or we could say that we're enjoying a positive trade balance and the economy is booming. More after this.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back after this.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
You're back with Second Moon Radio, your second musical home from home. So settle back in your chair, pour yourself a glass, and prepare for another hour of musical delight. Tonight, we are doing a musical tour of Italia. Land of art and culture. Que bon, as they say. And an aria inspired by the infamous Vivaldi shall be our guide.
This just in from traffic. If you're thinking about hitting the streets, you can expect delays on the major roads, especially during rush hour.
Good to know, Jim. Seems like everyone is in a hurry to get somewhere fast. It's worth slowing down. And if you can, plan your trip outside the rush.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather wait an hour in traffic than to have to start thinking about everything all the time. Besides, if I did that, I'd never get anywhere.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boats.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
Hey Frost, what's happening?
You're listening to Second Moon, the station for the cultural sophisticate who doesn't fear extending their ears to the more challenging sphere of the classical genre. Let us move now from the musical page to the literary. Here we have some perfectly anguishing correspondence from a listener. My dear Professor Hornbuckle, whereas I make no apology for my erudite, modesty demands that I prevaricate against the title. I am but a humble devotee of the form, and all my expertise derives merely from a life devoted to the
Not much,
gentle
just
arts. Though I do thank
getting
you
some
for the
downtime
honor.
with
Mm.
City
But I
Skylines
digress.
2 as I
Let's
do,
continue.
building this
Professor
interchange.
Hornbuckle,
But I
as a
keep getting
traveler
pylons in the middle
from
of the
my
road, so I'll have
homeland,
to fix
I
that in a
long to
moment.
hear a tune that speaks to the anguish of my
Trying to
road-weary
make a
soul.
single point. I think I
There
call it
now,
a
my
single
good
point
fellow.
diamond
Chin up,
interchange.
as it were. No need to wallow in sediment. Leave that to
It's a lot
those
more
poet chaps.
easier to do with Move
Here's a
It,
tune just for you, and
but
I
then you
do
get
hope it
poles in the road,
conveys
so you
in
gotta fix
incoming
that.
spirit some modest desolation.
Our story this hour, Kim is on scene outside an abandoned building.
That's right, Jim. This decaying shell is a symbol of the industrial decline sweeping the city. People are being laid off. The industrial sector is on the verge of collapse. And worryingly, crime is on the rise.
Thanks, Kim. Always got to watch out for crime, not to mention collapsing buildings. We'll have more after this.
A housing shortage is driving up
How are we
prices
gonna
in
get
the
this to
area.
work?
That's right,
We
Blakey.
tried
But apparently that's not all good
2-point
news.
bend.
Joined today by an expert guest, Professor Nutbutter.
Welcome, Professor. So, a housing shortage is bad for the people
Yeah, Move
trying
It.
to move there, right?
I don't know if it.
That's
I
the
don't think it has that option. You
program
know how
to
you could
desire
usually
certain
delete pillars? I don't think it has
representations
that option
within
unless I'm not
ideological
aware of it
reward
yet.
structures, which are entirely apart from the
Yeah, that doesn't
actual
work.
rewards enjoyed. For example, consider capital.
One final question, Professor.
I
Is
want
the
more of a
housing
bend.
shortage going to make me richer?
By certain metrics, perhaps yes,
Yeah,
in the short
Move It's
term.
definitely
I
still in
like
its
the sound of
But
that.
what
infancy.
we are
Oh,
discussing
what the
is
hell?
the
I had it
study
there.
of a statistical abstraction and its effect on the human
Thank you, Professor.
It is a question of
What is it
priority.
doing? Okay, I need this one. Yeah, well, that was what node controller. So I think that's probably still to come as well. It's interesting though. I've lived without it in this new game for a bit now, but yeah, now that we're getting these proper mods, as we did in City Skylines 1, all those little mods together really helped out. So one mod that hasn't carried across is there was a traffic lane mod, but it doesn't look like that's come across yet, or not that I've seen yet anyway. Yeah, it really does. Hey, look what happened here. Okay, try this again. In theory, it could, they could probably get it done in like maybe a couple of years. They can get it to a pretty sweet state. Guess that's being optimistic. Alright, let's try to get this working right. Alright, let's try this one again. And come on. Oh, look what it's doing over here. So the freeway things are easier to use, but sometimes they're a bit of a cunt. Maybe I should start it up here a bit more. trying to get that perfect smoothness going. Oh, I think it's almost there. Oh no, but it's fucking the whole intersection. It's because there's two nodes here. That's the problem. This little guy needs to go. I'll just rebuild this part. Yeah, that traffic light mod was good. That needs to definitely come. There we go. Thank you for connecting. I don't want that to be 7 lanes there. So we can do that. And then let's give that another crack. I have to rebuild that one. Let's try building this one first and see if that makes it easier. Smooth, smooth, there we go, that's, oh. Is it smooth enough? I think it is. Let's just go with that for the moment. Wow, that's a lot tighter that side. That doesn't look right at all. It's too tight, eh? Alright, let's try that again. Still pretty tight, but... Alright, let's try one more step down. Now it's looking like shit over there. Okay. Too tight again. Can we live with that? You know what? I know it's a bit of a cunt, but I can't live with that. It's too tight. So obviously this one needs to be wider. Yeah, the other assets coming will be good. Actually, before I finish this, the other thing that was actually quite good with Move It. Now, this section here with all these tight turns, like with Move It, I spent all this time, like you can basically pick up a building, so I'll turn it on, and you can fill these gaps. And I think with the plop the growables mod, it wouldn't immediately become what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Condemned, and then disappear. So I think the last patch somehow broke that mod, and now it doesn't do that. So you can see here that all these gaps, they're actually filled pretty nicely with buildings. And then the patch came, and then they all fucking disappeared, and now all that work I did on that is fucked, basically. So that was pretty annoying. Because it was actually quite good. I was actually spending a bit of time moving all these buildings to more reasonable locations. But yeah, now when I do it, they instantly become condemned, which is super shit. So yeah, I've restarted the game multiple times just to make sure it's not that, because the game still seems to have the issue where sometimes the mods won't load, like sometimes Move It won't load, or sometimes Anarchy won't load, and I have to restart the game a few times to get it to make sure it loads all the mods. the circle roads themselves are not made by a mod. I'm just talking about the building placement. So, because the zoning is so shit, I just didn't want gaps. So, what I could do, I think before the last patch, is like pick up that building, which will build where it's growable, and I could plop it here, and it would be fine. It would stay. So what I was basically trying to say is I was able to pretty effectively fill the gaps and make that much more realistic. But now every time I pick up a building, it just, unless it's on an actual zoning grid, it just becomes condemned. But there is plop the growable assets mod, which I think was the reason that it didn't happen before. But since the last patch, that's changed. So I lost like, an hour or so worth of work doing that, and also replacing some of these buildings to be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So I'm not touching that for the moment. Yeah, smaller assets would be great. Like, I mean, look, I'm building this new city center here because I've actually got all that as well. Like, I'm up to what, 158,000. And look how big the city hall is. It's ridiculous. And the central bank, like, it's just, yeah, it's stupid. There should be, and hopefully they'll bring it in like just a different set of assets. If you want to build a small town or if you want to have a tight city, you can. I mean, things like schools, I have to say they probably are more realistically sized, but I don't know. You still should have small schools. All right, now let's try to actually finish this interchange. Oh, I hate how it does that. I don't understand why it does that weird shit, but anyway. Yep, it's doing it again. Alright, that's pretty smooth. Let's go for that. It's not exactly smooth coming off. Okay. Sorry guys, I can be super pedantic with this. I like it to be close to perfect, I guess. But sometimes I do give up on it. Sometimes. Let's make sure we're actually hitting that road. Fucking hell, why is it not connecting to the actual road? Alright. There. Okay, I can live with that. Yeah, I know, but I've been paying attention to like schools in general, like when I'm out and about. I'm like, oh yeah, the school there does take up quite a bit of space, like a high school and a school in general. But obviously, if you've just got a small little suburb or a little town, those places don't have massive schools. So yeah, you definitely still need, and you need compact ones as well. Like obviously, ones that are based, in inner city areas that can't take up freaking 5 blocks or whatever it is. Alright, let's give this a Okay, we have success. Now we just take out these, take out the right turn, take out the traffic lights. There we go. We can probably add a lane back in here. Yeah, that makes sense.
This is
Fuck
Second
the
Moon
rendering a
Radio
little bit,
Classical
but that's
for the
fine.
modern age. Unlike most modern music, classical has always been penned by someone sitting in front of a sheet of
There's no way
blackboard,
to not fuck the rendering,
using
unless we maybe just
only
make it
their
back to
imaginations as
this guy.
guides through a silent audio
That does look a bit
masterpiece.
nicer.
Now here we sit, listening at full volume, and our souls are
And can we make it like that?
But let us not tarry. On to the next rapisode.
No, we'll just leave it as is.
And we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance.
Yeah, it's
services
true,
have
garlic
already
bread,
been
yeah.
dispatched, and traffic flow should return
That's
to
a good
normal.
point.
But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while.
I wonder
until
with,
everything clears up.
you know, I've got to say, I wonder what the go is with the asset import, like why it's such an issue. Like if it's just the whole modular building thing is harder to, I don't know. It's a bit weird. Like how the hell is it so hard to add some extra assets into the game?
It's attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes.
Yep. Yeah, I hear Frost in terms of the traffic. The traffic, oh yeah, is still not great. I don't even know if I consider it better than CS1, but I'm talking about CS1 with modded TMPE, and TMPE had a mode, an AI mode for traffic, and I thought that actually worked pretty well. So maybe that bloke needs to come back and, you know, get some mods on the Steam Workshop. But hey, we've got Move It now, so I can do this. It's like make it seamless into that pillar. The only other shit thing, as you probably know, Frost, is this. When you use Move It, the trees that reappear. Alright. That looks cool. It still looks relatively straight too, and not unrealistic. I could even maybe move this one underneath the... Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Garlic, but I know they were promoting the whole bunch of assets that were created by people that seem to be external from Colossal Order, like different region packs. I don't understand why those ones couldn't just be added, unless they're thinking of a strategy that won't piss people off in terms of charging for them. Although they seem to be pretty good at pissing people off with everything that they do, so... Alright, cool, I think that works. Oh, there is a new bridges mod. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Let's go this one here. Alright, I think it's still kept my curves pretty good. I don't think I have any more pillars in the road. Okay, so my single point interchange looks like it's good to go. I think it's a good point to save. What are we on? The 6th. And do a double save, local and Steam. And resume. So I've been trying out the map editor as well. And that seems to be reasonably good, but it takes a bit of time to do it. But I found a good spot. Frost, you'll probably know this spot. There's a place called Eden in New South Wales, just right near the Victorian border on the coast. So I've been working on a map for that one because that's actually got quite a nice coastline, like using a height map import. All right, here we go. Trucks are using this interchange. All right. It is working as intended. Yeah, people are just overreacting in general. But to be honest, they could have, I don't know, they could have had a better strategy with that whole beach asset thing. Like, I don't know, just maybe, like, I guess they have to charge for it because the deluxe players paid for it, like myself. So you can't give it away for free because you piss off everyone that got the deluxe edition. So that's an issue, obviously. Um, but I don't know, maybe just charge whatever that difference was between the original and the deluxe edition, give the beach assets, but they also get all the rest of the stuff rather than making them pay for each little piece of that deluxe extras that were there. I don't know, they definitely could have done it better. Surely there was a better way. But yeah, they definitely couldn't have given it away for free. They would just piss all the deluxe purchases off. And they're not going to pay back the deluxe people the extra money they paid. That's just not going to happen in a business, so. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, there's honestly, I don't know. It's sort of getting to the point where these, it's kind of like, guys, are you actually thinking about what you're doing, like what the decision you're making? Like, surely, strategically, in a business perspective, they could be making better decisions. Like, yeah, okay, we've got these bitch assets. They're not that big, but let's do something so that it's not as, you know, like honestly, surely they would have known that it would have got the brutal feedback that they did for it. Like, it's not like it's unpredictable. All right, cool. I like that interchange. Interchanges do look a lot smoother on here. Now, the whole point was I was going to start a whole new industrial estate because I'm building too much residential. Yeah, I know. It's dumb. Like the whole beaches, there's no beaches thing. It is dumb. Like you can't argue that. All right, let's get the structure of this extra industrial going. Might try to keep the same line symmetry as above. And maybe have something next to the station. What the fuck just happened there? And more to the question, why is it building a bridge? Sorry about the coughing. Yeah, that's very true. A sand brush surely would not have been hard to implement. But, they would have to implement it well. Like, it would have to look pretty good. Otherwise, people would have whinged. Oh my god, this sand surface thing is so shit. Like, it doesn't look right. No. But probably would have been better than no sand at all. Alright, I'm gonna have to do this first. And smooth that out a little bit. I might do some terraforming over the whole lot here. Make it reasonably smoother. palm trees do look good, but they don't really suit this map since it's like a snow map. I did put some though. I put some down here with my my ship port thing here. They do look pretty good. Kind of gives it a tropical feel, but I guess in reality they probably die in this temperature. What is the temperature now? 14? Oh, it's not too bad. Let's call it New Serenity. New Serenity Harbour. Oh, I've got some traffic issues here. Oh yeah, I did get this mod that tells you where the people are going. So I think that's a great sign for the traffic routes mod that I really want to come back to the game. So obviously it's possible because you can, with this mod, you can click on an individual car or even a person and it will tell you where they're going. So all we need now, and I think some people have made a few comments about it already for the mod creator, is you want to be able to click on a road and then for it to tell you where all the traffic's coming from, just like in CS1. That is a mod that is needed, that has become my favorite mod since it's not in this game. So what's going on here? Is it just people giving way? I haven't seen a build-up of traffic in that spot before. So the other day I did notice that traffic was going a bit crazy in here. See if it still is. I upgraded a few of the roads. It's still pretty red in here. Like there was just like shitloads of people. Like I've never seen so many people in one spot. But it looks like it's much better now. Like it was literally blocked with people everywhere. Yeah, it's a good mod, but I don't know, I guess just for one person. I mean, it's cool to see one person, but you really want to know on a single section of road where the traffic's coming from. Although the game seems to like to make a whole section of road that long, which is a bit... But surely you can do it just for like a one section of the network. Alright, let's get this... Let's get more industry going over here. Let's punch it out. Oh, if you click on a building too. Actually, I haven't tried that. Let me have a crack. Oh, what happened to my building here? What's going on there? Oh, it lost its zoning too. That's weird. So if I click on a building, do you mean actually clicking on the building, or if you click on a person? Let's find a random person.
Pending updates to our power grid, the city will be experiencing rolling blackouts. We urge the public to remain calm during these breaks in service and to follow the guidelines on the city's website on how to plan
Yeah,
for these
I
temporary
guess
events.
so, but
This has been a local public
it didn't
service
seem to be an issue in CS1. I don't understand why it would be an issue in this game, other than the constant dynamic changing of routes that the Sims may do. But I mean, if you look at this guy, he's not changing his route, but then again, I guess he's not going far. There wouldn't really be a need to change. But I wonder if we pick someone on a freeway, maybe.
We're pervading some of the finest classical music on the air. Keep that dial right here.
Well, I guess once again,
Interesting news from the city's
there's only
export
really
division.
one route that guy can
Sources
take.
tell us that our
But that's what I
city has
mean, like the
more
majority of the
services than
time,
we know
surely
what to do with.
they're not
And
going to
you
be
know what
changing their
happens,
routes
folks.
that
It means
dynamically.
we're not cutting things close enough.
Well, no.
I mean, it'd be just nice if someone can at
Because
least try to bring it back.
bringing money
I'd be
into
happy with
our
That's
that.
right. You could almost say it's too much
If it
of
smashes
a good
performance,
thing.
it is what
Or
it
we
is, I
could
guess. But
say that we're enjoying a positive trade balance and the economy is booming. More after this.
yeah, I
In this
noticed that
day and
it like
age,
it
it is
uses. Yeah,
otherwise, and when business is doing
I wonder what
well,
the
that
story is though.
floats
Like, I
our
wonder if
boat.
they're
No sinking this boat, Glenda.
really trying to maybe future-proof it for, like, if it's gonna last for 10 years. In theory, the hardware that we'll have in 10 years will be a fuckload better. So, um, maybe building for hardware in the future maybe is wiser in the long term. I don't know. I'm not saying that's why I think they have done what they've done, but part of me thinks that I don't know how much more they can really do to, because the level of detail in this game, like how much more performance improvement can they really do? Like, I mean, realistically, I don't know. Yeah, it'll show where people go, but you know, if you're getting heaps of traffic on here or any part of the road, or even here, you can see where people, like in CS1, you can just see where they're generally coming from, and you can say, all right, well, if they're all coming from here, I'll build another freeway here, and it will take the pressure off the traffic rather than just having to upgrade the roads all the time. All right, keep getting distracted. Let's build this industrial zone. We might try to keep it relatively, what's the word? Gridded. So we might extend that to here. And then we need an interchange here, intersection here. It's pretty far enough away from the other interchange. And we'll bend it in. Yeah, they definitely got ambitious, that's for sure. Which I guess is kind of good, really. Probably better than not being ambitious enough. Alright, how far did we go here? Let's try to keep it reasonably the same. So we're going 112. Snapping's being a bit of a pain. Yeah, that's right. But you know, some of those content creators actually like got the graphics on CS1 up to really, really impressive levels. Hey, like it was, yeah. I can't remember which guys. I think Infrastructuralist is one of them. But man, they were like some of them were arguably almost as good as this. Obviously not maybe the people, but the roads and the buildings. Like it was pretty impressive what they actually managed to achieve. Alright, should we just build a road like this? Oops. Alright, I think we can fill in some now, get some industry going. Wind is going in the right direction. We might try some office parky kind of things along the front here. Yeah, the Astics are really, yeah, it really is impressive what people did on CS1, especially with the really custom cities and the level of detail. Alright, let's soften this up a bit, put some trees. Let's use the line tool. 12 spacings, I think that'll be good. Just maybe make it a little bit random. Couple of big guys. Yeah, well, I mean, if performance is still an issue, I don't think you're going to get any more super realistic, or any more realistic than what this is. Just don't think it's possible. PC couldn't run a map because of the theme. They changed everything to make the map more realistic. Ah, fair enough, yeah, okay. So people have already tried. Oh, I thought I had more different trees. Let's try the American trees. This one here. Oh yeah, some decent sized trees. Some different colors in there as well. Oh yeah, that one's not filled in. There we go. Alright, we'll let that build up a little bit. Maybe build some more while we're here. Probably should build a road here. Can't get the 112 going, but we'll just maybe go to about there. Build an alley. Do you stream Frost? Do you stream your plays? Alright. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward to start. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I must have had Anarchy on. There we go. Oh, yeah, finally getting some pressure off that industry demand. We get some high density residential demand coming back, so I can build this up a bit more. Still have to do a lot of landscaping in here though. I do like this map though. Guess there's going to be no point in really building out any of this ever. There's no way the system could even handle it. Can barely handle this one block here. Industrial demand's still coming up. Alright, maybe we'll build some across the road as well. Why am I not getting... That's interesting. I've never seen it not snap. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, probably most of the time, honestly, I've got my laptop on as well, and I watch a movie because I'm just using this as downtime after
A driving advisory has
work
been
and
issued for the
study and all
immediate
that.
area
So
due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
That
guess that
was
can work.
truly superfluous. Masterful counterpart. You're listening to Second Moon Radio, the station of levitated tastes. Don't touch that dial.
Alright, let's... Oh, we've
Our
still got
story
some
this hour,
office demands, so we might just try
cameras
some more
on
of this.
scene
Hopefully it
outside
looks kind of like office park stuff
one
here.
abandoned building.
That's right, Jim. This decaying shell is a symbol of the industrial decline sweeping the city. People are being laid off. The industrial sector is on the verge of collapse. And worryingly, crime is on the rise.
Thanks, Kim. Always got to watch out for crime, not to mention collapsing buildings. We'll have more after this.
A housing shortage is driving up
It's probably not
prices
going to
in the
build all the way
area.
back there.
That's right, Glenda. But apparently that's not
That's a
all
pain.
good news. We're joined today by an expert guest, Professor Nutbutter.
Welcome, Professor. So a housing shortage is bad for people trying to move here, right?
Yeah, well, I think, like I said to you before, this game is nowhere near as addictive as CS1. So, don't have that problem anymore, which is probably a good thing for my studies. Otherwise, I'll be here streaming till like 3 in the morning,
Is the housing shortage
just having to
going
build
make
one
me
more
richer?
suburb or something.
By certain metrics, perhaps yes, in the short term.
I like the sound of that.
But what we are
I guess
discussing is
as
the
more mods
study
come,
of
it's
the
going to become more
statistical
addictive,
abstraction
and
its
assets and
effect
everything.
on
So,
the human
Thank you, Professor.
It is a question of priorities.
I've got to remember to turn off anarchy. That's actually the reason that I never got CS1. Like I literally got CS1 in, was it January? No, January the year before, when it was on a fire sale, because I was addicted to SimCity back in the day, and I just knew if I got this game that, or see, if I knew if I got CS1 that, yeah, it'd be a kind of an unproductive move. So it was probably good when I actually got CS1 because it was, obviously it was very good at that point. Yeah, this didn't work out too well here. I guess we can try some creative zoning. And for the love of God, please, please fix the zoning, because the zoning is just a massive backward step in this game. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, really. Oh yeah, I haven't got, I can't hear the radio. I've got my audio set to my laptop on my system, so I can't remember what radio station it's on. But yeah, it's getting a bit annoying. Let's see what other radio stations have we got now. Deluxe radio, music non-stop. Let's give that a crack. Yeah, that's right, Garlic. Yeah, there's obviously lots of capacity in that dev menu. Just needs someone to make it look nicer. It was interesting how they worked with modders, right? I don't know if you saw that, but they didn't put things like move it in the base game. Very weird. And all they would have to do if they thought it was going to be too complex, just make an advanced mode. Make an advanced mode or a toggle or something like that. That just, you know, for people who don't want that extra stuff, they don't have to have it. They don't even have to see it. But I wonder if I heard someone talking about it the other day, but I wonder if it's maybe some sort of, like, if they did put Move It into the game, right? Would they have to pay that guy who created Move It? Like, is that kind of his intellectual property? Like, how would that work in this game? Is that like kind of the reason why they haven't put everything in? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, Garlic, just saw your comment. Yeah, exactly. I think arguably, yeah, they would probably have to pay them. It's probably the primary reason, really. So I guess the next best thing that they did really was the whole Paradox mod things, make it more streamlined, make it more integrated so that in theory it's going to work better when there's updates and not be the mess that it was on Steam. Like everyone, I don't know why people were whinging about Steam, honestly. Steam wasn't that great at all. It was a mess. I'd rather have Paradox mods, especially once they get it going properly. Yeah, but if they did that, Frost, I think everyone would still obviously know what it was, and those modders would probably still kick up a fuss, and then people would probably get all shitty and go, oh yeah, Colossal Order is ripping off the modders and not, you know, not paying them. But at the same time, I guess considering how much Colossal Order have made off the game, like especially CS1 and stuff, like honestly, surely it'd be somewhat financially viable to give them some sort of cut of that mod in the game. Like, or maybe it's not. Maybe they did do the numbers and it's not, and it's easy to do what they're doing now. Who knows? I guess the modders would probably have to make the price, I'm assuming, so they could be unrealistic with what they want. Yeah, exactly. It's only those people that, yeah, that care about it. But all right, this industrial estate looks like it's growing a bit more. Looks like we're getting some more high density residential demand. So maybe we can get some more in here. I think I already changed. Sure, I changed some of it already. Maybe it didn't save from the last time. So we're gonna go high density. I'll do North American. Change out that whole block. Yeah, obviously that hasn't changed. And we'll do this here as well. Help it along. Yeah, that's true. They would be having to update them, but I mean, yeah, I guess that's a good point because the mods are never really they always were sort of a work in progress. Like they kept getting better and better over time, and they were just very much focused on what they were trying to do with those specific mods. So you make a pretty good point there. I guess it's the whole community thing as well. That's kind of its point of difference with this game. Yeah, spot on. Okay, is this over the top intersection actually getting any traffic? Not really. Not at this point in time anyway. People are using it though. Now we need to add lighting to it. Wonder if it's actually nighttime. Let's check that out. Yep, it's nighttime. No worries, Frost. Good to chat with you as well, mate. Have a good night. Let's get some light going here. May as well chuck lighting in all the way. Not sure why that lighting's having an issue, but I'll just keep going here. Oh, that's right. It does need to be connected to power, which I think it is. There we go. Alright, oh, this section here doesn't have lights. Now it does. This doesn't have lights either. It should definitely have lights. Probably should have lights going through the center. That looks nicer. Lights for the merge lanes. Lights for the off ramps. Didn't do the lights for the airport link. going over my over-the-top bypass. Actually, I haven't followed a plane for ages. Used to do that all the time on CS1. Is that guy actually taken off or landing though? Oh, that guy was taken off. There we go. But he's probably going to fly straight out. Does look pretty nice at nights. And he's off. Alright, so this bridge definitely needs some light as well, but then it needs power. Run some underground power from there. Now they should come back on. Alright, sweet. Actually, let's go back to daytime. Do I need anything else for my industry? I don't know. Maybe a bus stop, I guess, but what public transport do I have? Oh yeah, I've got some there already. Oh, that's right. I had to run a bus network all the way over there. But I have got trains. But the other dumb thing about these train stations is you can only go out one way.
Listening to Deluxe Relax with Alice
So we'll
Brown.
build a
And me,
pedestrian
Sarah.
bridge
Did you see the traffic on the way in?
I love traffic.
for the
I'd
workers.
Just fly right over it.
You come to work in a plane?
No. It's more like a hovercraft. Well, more like a motorcycle, really.
No way.
Start with that
I'm
height
testing it
first.
out for a friend.
Can I see it?
Sure. It's parked down in the lot right now.
Well, let's go.
Oh no. I just remembered.
And then we'll
Put
drop
on
it down.
auto return. It's back home already by now.
Oh, that's too bad.
Don't worry.
Using good old
You'll
move
get
it.
your chance. Say, can I catch a ride home? I just have a couple errands.
Sure, no problem.
We'll be back, everybody.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip
Cool,
out,
that's
you might
as
want
high as
to
we need it to
wait
go.
until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe. And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate, or so my wife tells me. that's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back after this.
It didn't even connect. Alright. Looks like it's connected, but it's not. Really doesn't want to join on to the end either. No. And it's doing some weird dicky thing as well. Alright, I'll give it a little bit of an offset. And then drop it down to the street. Oh yeah, that looks right. I'm probably gonna have to build like a little loopy thing here. Here we go. I wonder if with Anarchy we can sort of pull it in here somewhere, but too much fences and stuff. Alright, that'll just be it for now. Alright, I think that's gonna be me for the night. My trains are not clogged up, which is a good thing. They're functioning as designed. Got plenty of rubbish there. Where's my little township here? Built on the hillside. It's actually looking alright. Yeah, I know. It's well, you can. I think you can with Anarchy. Like at the airport, I put these two buildings here within the airport itself. This police station and the firefighting helicopter thing over the empty space. Like I could put that pedestrian path in there, but it just, I don't know, it just doesn't look like it would look right. No, it doesn't affect the building at all. Like this area had a weird like elevation thing going on, but it seems to be okay now. But yeah, you can literally plop. If you got Anarchy on, you can plop it in that section. Like even that road here has been built into the airport itself, and I believe it's functioning right. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's got 48 employees. It's got 12 employees. It seems to be functioning. So. Yeah, it should be really. Because especially like look at this airport. Like I mean, I guess realistically, I could probably build more stuff. I guess you can't zone in there, but you can put buildings in it, and I guess roads and those type of assets. It's amazing, hey, 160,000 people and it's still not that. Looks like it's only barely filled in. It's a bit, yeah, like compared to CS1, but I think it is more realistic. I mean, if you've got all these buildings and the amount of people in these buildings are way more realistic than it was in CS1, so I think it's actually more realistic than CS1. But 160,000 in CS1 for me would have been probably 3 or 4 times this built out area, maybe 5 times. But that's because like tall buildings had like 5 families living in them when they had like 70 floors. Alright, I forgot what I was doing now. I was looking at High Vale. Can't remember why I was looking at it, but how many frames am I getting with this rain? Okay, just 12, 13 frames per second. And we have a... Oh no, we didn't have a pause. I'll tell you, since the update though, it's definitely... The performance is definitely... The simulation speed and the performance is definitely better. It was a lot more jagged for me. And now it's a little bit smoother. Still a bit jerky, but it's definitely allowed me to actually build this city out a lot more. It was kind of at the almost at the maximum before the patch. My ships are going right. Let's look at this traffic again. Yeah, it's really in here. It's really heavy, but it doesn't look like it. I guess it's not peak hour. My favourite little congestion spot is definitely this, but even that's doing alright at the moment. Like this used to just like lag big time before the patch in this section. It's getting some slowdowns, but it seems to be reasonable. A bit of an elevation there. Just walk through the concrete. I love how these cars are parked. I could probably use Move It to lift it up a bit, but because it's connected to all that railway line and everything, I think that's not a wise decision at all. And that's fully upgraded, I think, already. But yeah, heaps of people use this station, which is cool. There we go, lag. And we're off again. It is, but I've got used to the elevation now. Like it was painful when I first started using it, but you can kind of get away with it. And you can just sort of you work with the trees and everything as well. Like here, this part here is very elevated, but sometimes you just have to like unfill certain zoning blocks. Like in here is obviously not cool. Look at that. But for the sake of sanity, you can just... And, you know, CS1 had issues like that as well. And I used to just cover it with trees. I use a smaller tree. Out of sight, out of mind. Just put one in here too. Get a bit of variation going. So you can, I guess you can just kind of hide it. It's not too bad. Yeah, backyards are a bit... I mean, I guess well, I guess they're already at 2 deep, so you can't really do too much more. Because it's a little bit too tight there. But I like working with the elevation. I don't like this whole let's flatten everything to the shithouse. Just to build, it's not realistic. Like even here, this kind of works. So you don't build the zoning right out. So you leave some space for the elevation to come in. Yeah, you can't have, that's, honestly, that's probably the reason I chose this map, because I saw everyone whinging about, oh, it's the elevation this, elevation that, and I'm like, oh, I need, you know, so I picked pretty much probably the most mountainous map you could pick, Windy Fjords. The cloud cover. Got my clouds turned on, yeah, so so pretty much our graphics are set almost to the highest. And it runs alright. Like, I like the graphics to be up high. There's only a few things that are really sort of turned down a little bit.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a
But yeah,
local
look, I'm getting 10 frames a second in this scene here. But it's not... Like, it's still visually okay.
You're listening to Deluxe Relax.
I think you would notice it more in CS1 when you got down to that sort of frame rate.
Thank you, dear.
So, Alice, there's
Yeah, I
I
don't see the point in putting it right
Go
down.
right ahead. Think of me as an open book.
Then let's turn to the page on hypnotism.
Frustrating. Hey, I bought a
You're already
a
hypnotized,
4070
kid.
GPU
Really?
a few months before this came out,
I feel kind of normal.
That's
thinking,
all
oh yeah,
part of
that'll
the
be good
event.
enough, surely.
I'll tell you what. On the count of 3.
And then people on
I'll set
4090s
my
are struggling with it.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Alright.
Anything?
No, I think I feel about the same.
Still hypnotized.
Oh no.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Industry in the region is on the rise, and
Anyway,
what
I'm gonna
business
call
is
it a
doing
night.
now that floats our boat.
Maybe if I can
So sinking
see
this
if we
boat,
can put it
Linda.
into
This just in from traffic. If you
night mode again. If it's actually nighttime, I guess.
Jim,
There we
seems
go.
like everyone
Look
is
how
in a
weird the
hurry to
graphics
get
go initially
somewhere
when I
fast.
click it back into
It's worth slowing down.
day and night mode.
And if you can, plan your trip outside the rush.
And pull it
I
out.
don't know. I'd rather wait an hour in
Come back
traffic than
in,
have to start thinking about
and
it
we're
all
good.
the time. Besides, if I did that, I'd never get anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. A few generations and, you know, well, look what Nvidia's getting up to at the moment with all their AI stuff and, you know, bringing out all these ridiculous chips. So it might not be that far away. There might be a day where the 4090 will be, you know, kind of a crappy GPU. they'll have like 190s or something. I don't know. Anyway, Garlic, cheers for watching. I'm off. Yeah, nah, the 40 series won't. I've watched a few videos on it, and the guys that really go hard out and do the tech reviews on them, and they just really showed how they've been a bit dodgy with the whole 40 series compared to the other series of cards. So, but I reckon there's definitely some awesome things coming in the future. Hey, Eboss is here too. Cheers, Eboss. Have a good night. Oh, did ya? All good, all good. I've been on for a bit. Been on for about 2 hours tonight. But yeah, just feeling tired and not that creative anymore. So the stream will probably become quite boring for me just looking at things and not actually building anything. No worries. Have a good night. See you, mate.